Rosie, it's my turn now to steal the show because I've got a lovely piece of beef that I'm going to roast and make it delicious. We've got some lovely veggies and some beautiful sides to go with it, but you can't have veggies unless you've got meat. That's the way it is in my book anyway.
This is what I hear.
Oh, no. What I've got is some rump, and it's Australian grass-fed beef.
Good stuff.
Rump steak is one of the best cuts, especially for roasting. It's been split down the middle, and you can see it's been tied up nicely with some butcher's twine, and they've left a little bit of fat on the bottom of it. Now we need some salt. Salt loves meat, and meat loves salt. Because we're cooking a nice big piece of meat like this, we need to make sure...
It's big, isn't it?
It is. We're going to make sure there's plenty of salt on the outside of it. It's really, really important. Now, the salt won't penetrate to the inside of it, so once you slice it, a trick is you could always sprinkle a little bit of salt on the inside as well. And Murray River salt is fantastic for sprinkling overcooked meat as well. It's also great for cooking with. Now, I'm going to get you to grab that pepper mill as well, and I'm going to get you to go crazy with the pepper mill. Go nuts all over it. Just
so how many will this feed?
Well, this is about a kilo and a half, and I sort of work out that about 200 grams raw weight is a good, substantial amount of meat for anyone. If you've got a few other dishes on the table, just say this is for Christmas dinner, you've got turkey and a few other things, you probably want to go to about 100 grams or 80 grams of raw meat, and that's the perfect amount. Now, I've got my pan, and I'm using a great pan here. This pan is going to be able to go into the oven. Now, it's also going to be great for browning the roast on the stove. And what I'll do is grab the fat side of it, I put that down on the stove. You can hear that sear. That's what you need. You need that sizzle, you need that sear, because what that does, it sears the outside of it, locks in all the juices and keeps the flavour inside the roast where it belongs. Now, this is really, really hot, so you might want to have your exhaust canopy on, or another great tip
My fire blanket ready.
Your fire blanket ready, because it is really hot. Or you might want to go outside to the barbecue and sear it out there. When you sear it, it gives a lovely flavour. I'll now pour some extra virgin olive oil over the top of it, and you'll really, really start to hear that sizzle now. Now, I'm using a fork because I like to turn it around with a fork. What I'll do is I'll turn it around and brown off all the sides. I put it on the fat first, Rosie, so it helps to render down that fat because you want that flavour going all the way through it. Now, for the next couple of minutes, I'll just move this piece of meat around the outside here so I brown off all these sides. Now, I like a cooked medium, so I know it takes about 40 minutes to cook, but if you want to be really accurate, what you do is you put a digital thermometer in the middle of it, and you know when it gets to 48 to 50 degrees, in the centre of it, you'll know it's medium, and then you take it out. Now, rule of thumb, Rosie, this is something that's really, really important, is you always rest the meat for at least half the cooking time. If it takes 40 minutes, we rest it for at least 20 minutes. And the reason I do that, Rosie, is because when you cook it, when it's really hot, it actually becomes nice and tense. And if you cut into it straight away, all the juices will be released onto the board. And you want to keep them in the meat where they belong. So resting it
Good, simple
really
rule.
important.
Like it.
So what we're going to do is brown this off a little bit, pop it into the oven, and then when we take it out, we'll pop these veggies into the oven, let them cook till they're nice and golden, and then we'll be able to serve them with your beautiful sides. Now, Rosie, have a look at that.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It is. It smells good as well, doesn't it?
It does smell good, yeah.
Now, I've got the veggies over there stacked up nicely.
Fantastic.
You like that?
Yeah, very abstract. Abstract contemporary.
There we go. Have a look at this, Rosie. Now, this is beautiful beef. Australian grass-fed beef. Now, just carve one little slice off there. You can see it carves beautifully, nice and
Well,
gently.
if anyone knows about this, it's you, Richo, isn't it? So you've done that beautifully.
It's just a plate of meat, isn't it? And with the leftover bits and pieces that were left in the pan, I took the rump out and put it on the board here. I made a lovely little gravy to go over the top there, and I just pour that over there
It's not
like
a roast
that.
without gravy, is it?
Oh, it's got to have some gravy. Oh, now, we've got these veggies here. I'm going to have a little taste of this beef here, and I'm going to tell you how good it is, Rosie.
Well,
Because
I want to stick right into this beautiful parsnip. Look at that.
it's nice and crispy, isn't it?
Now, I'm not using my hands, but I have to just tuck in.
Now, I know that parsnip is going to taste great. It's going to be caramelised and sweet and have that beautiful flavour.
It is.
But it's nothing on that beef. It's beautiful beef. It's so tender, flavoursome. It's roasted to perfection. The gravy on it is fantastic. And with all the veggies that go with it, which we should bring the rest of the veggies in because they are delicious, I think we've done a great roast. Your veggies are outstanding. The way you put the salted together, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of savoury, and some olives and capers in there, I think it's a beautiful dish. This is a great roast, isn't it?
I think we are ready to host a roast.